This is Kingdom Radio.
This is Kingdom Radio with your hosts, Ron and Laura Roby.
All right, Laura, today's guest, these guys are the fastest growing company in Cincinnati, Ohio. They are on the national market with the best landscape lighting product in the United States of America. We have the CEO and founder, Chris McCoy, and his right-hand man, Rob Allison from Haven Lighting.
Hello, everybody. Hey, how's it going? Crowd's going crazy.
I know. Before we get started, I need to clear something up because I was hearing Blake Shelton say that you guys actually don't do the Dougie in Kentucky. Is that correct, or what's going on there?
Well, you're going to have to explain what the Dougie is.
You know, Blake Shelton, like, you don't do the Dougie? No, not in Kentucky. But these girls around here still love me. So is that true? Y'all don't do the Dougie there, or what's going on?
That's it. Yep, I think so.
But no, my wife and I, we were looking into the landscape lighting business because it's no secret that we're in the Christmas business. And a lot of the guys who are in the Christmas business, they do something else, during the year because Christmas is so seasonal. And when you're going from lighting and then you're going to landscape lighting, it's an easy conversation as you're talking to Christmas light customers about their lighting, and they want lights down their walk path, and they want lights in their trees and stuff. It's easy to say, well, look, I have a seasonal solution for Christmas, but I also have a permanent solution for landscape lighting if you want to invest this kind of money, and I have the best product, and that's why I'm glad to have you guys on today from Haven Lighting. Can you tell us about a little bit how you guys got started?
Yeah, Christmas is the theme of the day, but we got started because I bought a used house, and we moved into the house and it had really old landscape lighting in it. And it looked terrible, and I ripped it all out, and I went to replace it. And my goal was to limit the amount of Christmas lights that I had to put up during Christmas time. So I went searching for a product that did full color and was app controlled and cloud based, and I couldn't find it. Kind of at that point, I said, if it doesn't exist, we're going to make it. And so that's how Haven Lighting started.
Yeah, and Rob, I had a recommendation of one of the best Christmas light guys in the industry. He said, look, if you're looking for the best, there's nobody who has a easier to use, user-friendly app than Haven Lighting, and they have this technology. You have to talk to this guy. I'm going to get you the number to Rob Allison. And he went through this demonstration from Kentucky, and I'm in Texas, and there was an app that he said, just download this app, and I'm going to give you this login. And I'm sitting there, as I'm talking to him, I'm sure I'm distracting Rob, because I'm changing like 5 different pieces and 5 different things of lights. I'm changing the colors, I'm changing the brightness and everything as we're on the phone from Texas to Kentucky. I've never seen anything like that, and it was so easy to understand the very first time doing it. Tell us about the technology of Haven Lighting and what separates you from the competition.
Yeah, so that's the good thing about our system, and as you saw that day, it's so user-friendly. So it is a cloud-based system, all app control. As a matter of fact, we do all the app development and everything ourselves, so all this is in-house. But it's a cloud-based system. The transformer connects to your Wi-Fi network, and the commands go out over the wire to the individual fixtures.
And that's a big difference between us and most of the competition out there. So most of the competition, what you're going to find in the big department stores and on Amazon, and actually a lot of the professionally installed systems that are phone controlled, are Bluetooth or Wi-Fi bulbs.
You are listening to an exclusive interview with Chris McCoy on Kingdom Radio.
We make the lights, we make the entire system, and that gives us a really big advantage. So the competition doesn't make the transformer, and so they have no choice but to make the bulbs communicate to the phone. That adds a huge limitation to what they're able to do, and so it's a huge differentiator for us. You connect the transformer to your Wi-Fi network, and now you've got full control over the entire system, and you don't have to worry about the distances between lights or the distance, is my light too far out in the yard to where it's not getting Wi-Fi, or do I have to be within 20 feet to control it with Bluetooth? You don't have to worry about any of that. As you've seen, you can control it from Texas to Kentucky with no problem.
Oh, yeah. It was unbelievable. unbelievable. But if you would like to follow along with this, just go ahead and type it in right now, havenlighting.com. That's
havenlighting.com.
Also, check out our YouTube channel as well. We have a lot of helpful videos on all of our products, from getting started to, the installation to the controllability, scheduling, all of that.
You are listening to Chris McCoy and Rob Allison on Kingdom Radio.
So Rob touched on support, and I want to touch on that a little bit more because that's another really key differentiator between our company and anybody that's used our system will tell you that our support is top notch in the industry. And one of the things that enables us to do this is this cloud-based system because we can see everything that's happening with your system historically or in real time. So if a customer says, hey, I expected my house to turn green on St. Patty's Day and it didn't happen, we can log into our system and say, I see your setup. Let me adjust that for you and it'll be fixed. Oh, man. I mean, within 5 minutes, we've actually done the change for them. It shows up on their phone. It's done.
That makes troubleshooting very easy because troubleshooting can be expensive when you have to drive out there. But when you can do it from the office, that's great benefit for the customer and the contractor.
And the benefit to the contractor a lot of times is the homeowner will call us directly and we'll have the problem solved and the contractor doesn't even make the trip. It's a huge time savings.
Absolutely. Now, for someone who's inexperienced with landscape and lighting, I certainly don't want to portray myself as an expert. You guys are the expert. That's why we're happy to have you on the show. But, Laura and I, we're looking for landscape lighting for our ranch. And we have 5 acres out here in Plantersville, Texas, in the Houston area. And we went strolling through. We were buying something else. I didn't go to Lowe's to look at landscape and lighting. But you can't help but walk down the aisle. And you're looking at different pieces and how they work together. And some of them say color changing and some of them say this. And you see it's a low voltage wire and you say, I guess it's pretty easy to understand. But, as a consumer, your ability to differentiate between good, better, and best is key because if you buy some low quality stuff, it doesn't last and you're upset with it. And every dollar you spent was in the wrong direction. If you can differentiate between good, better, and best and find best, that's usually the best case scenario for it. And it doesn't mean it's the most expensive. Finding the best thing and finding a good price on the best thing is really what every consumer is trying to do. And I'd like to point everyone to Haven Lighting because I believe that it's affordable and it's the best. Can you speak on the value of Haven Lighting?
Sure. The good thing about the system, too, is it's installed just like any traditional low-voltage landscape lighting system. And as you've seen, too, Ron, the userability of it is very simple. But again, we are always available for the support. If you're new to the industry, if you're a consumer, whatever it is, and have any kind of general questions, we take these calls all day long. We'll walk you through it. This is how the system works. This is how you need to lay it out. We assist with all of that from start to finish.
You are listening to Chris McCoy and Rob Allison on Kingdom Radio.
For landscape lighting, it's very interesting that there is a very discrete line between somebody that's going to do it themselves and somebody that doesn't want any part of it and wants it installed by a professional.
Chris, I think it's like I want to do it myself, but I want it done right. You're like, I'd rather have it done right than do it myself.
If you're like me, no matter what it is, if I go to Home Depot once, I go 6 times for that project. So, doing it the first time, you just don't know what you don't know. And then after you've done it 10 times, you're pretty proficient at it. So I think that's the advantage of going the professional installation route. But there are some people that want to do it themselves. So we offer both routes because if somebody wants to do it themselves, they're typically not going to buy from a professional installer, and we don't want to pass that lead and waste anybody's time. And then you have other people that say, listen, I don't know anything about electricity. I don't want to touch it. I want it installed, done, and designed by a professional. Then we can take them down that route as well.
You are listening to an exclusive interview with Chris McCoy on Kingdom Radio.
Well, I've been scouring the website because we just bought this place and we are in remodel construction mode. So landscape lighting isn't happening over here. But y'all's website is unreal. It's very informative. Seeing that full color pro on the website, it's like you just can't stop watching that video go through the cycle. It's really amazing. So you're saying that with the self-install, is it easy for somebody to DIY it, or is it professional is really, really the way to go?
So easy is in the eye of the beholder, right? So it depends on your experience. And we can say this, the beauty of our system, both for the installer and the homeowner, is that it installs exactly the same as any other landscape lighting system. There is no difference. The only difference is at the end, when you're done, you're going to connect the transformer or transformers up to your home network just like you would in Alexa. There's no difference. And then after that, it just works.
Very
Right.
cool.
Yeah, I've seen there's like so many different products that work together seamlessly together with the Having lighting system. The up lighting, but then the bistro lighting, like patio lighting, and then you have the all-weather LED strips and path lighting, but you can actually make all of these work together in concert, right?
That's right. All in the same app, all coordinated together with color schemes and all of that. So
You are listening to an exclusive interview with Chris McCoy on Kingdom Radio.
the other great part about Haven Lighting is that we are in continuous development. So we spend a ton of money on R&D. The light shows that you were just talking about with Haven Pro is patent pending technology that we just developed. We're the only ones with it. But what's great for our customers is that if your hardware can support any new feature that comes out, you get it. And so one of the biggest differentiators between Haven Lighting and most of the other lighting systems on the market is that the day you buy somebody else's system, it starts depreciating. And the day you buy a Haven system, it keeps getting better and better and better over time because we keep downloading updates to your system. And we've got a new app coming out. It actually is launched for the Pro series. We're going to take that same new app, and all of our customers over the later part of this year will now have a brand new app, easier to use than the current app with new features. And all of those new things they get, and they only bought the system once.
You are listening to Chris McCoy and Rob Allison on Kingdom Radio.
I'm an NFL fan. I don't know if you guys watch NFL. It's changed over the years, but the colors of your football team, on your app, you have a schedule. Like on Sundays, on game days, I can already have it programmed where I have my favorite team colors, whether it's high school, college, or NFL or anything really. Birthday parties, graduations. These are reasons why people are calling us all the time to put lights on their house to celebrate. You have a solution where you have the lights and you can just go in your app for the different seasons and things that you want to do. But especially the sports team, I thought that was like amazing that you can do that.
Yeah, what was really cool too is, and we're based out of the Cincinnati market, right? So we had a huge year. Speaking of NFL, the Bengals obviously went to the Super Bowl, and I mean, just
Hold on,
just
what happened?
They did, they sure did. That's exactly right. Yeah, but hey, the excitement in the city was just remarkable, and the excitement around our office was even a level above that because all of our customers, we have our lights on commercial buildings in downtown Cincinnati, and of course all of the local residential customers that we have, everyone was changing their lights to orange and sending us pictures, tagging us on Facebook.
It was a lot of fun.
It was so much fun.
You are listening to Chris McCoy and Rob Allison on Kingdom Radio.
Matter of fact, one of the things I talked to these guys about doing, I kind of wish I would have, but I didn't end up doing it just for marketing purposes, just to show the capability that we have, is that I was joking around in the office. I said, this Sunday, we should send an email out to every customer that we have across the country and say, listen, I don't care if you like it or not, your house is going orange tonight.
Because we can do that.
We have the power.
And it's absolutely necessary.
Every little bit helps.
You are listening to an exclusive interview with Chris McCoy on Kingdom Radio.
But, you talk about the future and what we can do and the things coming. I will give just a small sneak peek, and I'm not going to go into detail, but we've got more things coming around the NFL schedules and more things coming around sports schedules and more capability there that is off the charts cool. Those things are in process right now, so we can't wait to bring that stuff out because it's wicked cool.
Again, your system just keeps getting better.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Valentine's Day, right, babe? It just keeps getting better and better. Yeah, right, babe?
You are listening to Chris McCoy and Rob Allison on Kingdom Radio.
The other cool thing about the system that we haven't touched on is all the automation that happens around it, like the scheduling. And I know you touched on it, but to help people understand is that for my house, every year from December 1st to December 26th, my house will go red and green. I won't touch it. It will just happen automatically. On St. Patty's Day, my house will go green and I won't touch it. And the next day it'll be white and I don't have to do anything. It's all scheduled that way. Memorial Day is a floating holiday. We're the only landscape lighting in the country that you can schedule Memorial Day and our schedule will float with how Memorial Day changes every year. So all of those capabilities we have and really make us unique in the market.
You are listening to Chris McCoy and Rob Allison on Kingdom Radio.
And Ron and Laura, for your listeners, all of the installers that are out there, think commercial. Think commercial as well, not just residential, not just the individual homes. But because of our capabilities, because of our lumen output, I know you've seen some of our pictures, just how vibrant the colors are. We're getting drawn into commercial projects more and more all the time. And as a matter of fact, fact, we're starting to shift our focus a little bit toward that. So, for your installers listening out there, think HOAs, hotels, restaurants.
Main streets of cities.
That's-
We're several cities, several universities right now where we are being put on their campus or their main street in the city. And we're being part of their plans. And for all these professional installers, think about the benefit that you get being part of the city's plan.
You are listening to Chris McCoy and Rob Allison on Kingdom Radio.
I mean, one of the other great things about our system is you can keep adding on. And even if you have 6 transformers down the main street, and it'll all work as one system. When you hit all lights on green or go to Christmas mode or whatever, the whole system will just do it. You don't have to talk to 6 transformers independently. It'll act as one system. And so what we're talking about with all these campuses and these cities is, listen, let us be part of your plan to be in your budgets every year and keep adding on and help bring the attraction to your campus or to your city. And we want to be part of those plans, and we are being part of those plans. And it's really a great opportunity to have some recurring revenue, some revenue that is going to come in every year because you're part of that budget for the next 5 years on building this system out.
And what great marketability for tourism and things like that. I mean, it's just a fun product, and people want to see it.
Especially like those city centers where they have like little shopping area and the eateries and whatnot. You can become part of that shopping center or whatever and really create a lot of foot traffic. It's really cool.
Government municipalities. I mean, it's a tough bear, to get them because it's such a long process for them to say yes. But once they say yes, they start saying yes to everything in the city.
You are listening to Chris McCoy and Rob Allison on Kingdom Radio.
Yes, that is true. Although I will tell you a story. 2 months ago, there was a courthouse in Michigan that called up and said, we want to light our courthouse in blue and yellow for Ukraine, and we want it tomorrow. And the guy said, how quick can you do it? And I said, well, we can get shipped out of here in a day or two. You can put it in. And he wrote, I've got an email from him. In 5 days, they had their courthouse lit up in blue and yellow, and they were thrilled.
This is the Haven Lighting interview on Kingdom Radio.
We love being a part of all of those things because I've got another story that I was at a trade show and a woman came up to me and introduced herself, and I didn't know who she was, and she introduced herself and said, I have your lights. She said, I just wanted to personally thank you because my friend came home from the hospital with breast cancer, and we had a big coming home party for her 2 weeks ago, and my whole house was pink, and it was amazing.
Oh, man, that is awesome. That's definitely a round of applause right there.
That is such a touching story, and I am so ready to do some business with Haven Lighting. And if you're ready to do business with Haven Lighting, you can look them up online at havenlighting.com. That's
havenlighting.com.
Or you can give them a call at 513-613-3110. And don't forget to like and subscribe.